Absolutely love this. My buddy, 41-year-old quarterback, Josh McCown. Not quarterback, practice squad quarterback. He is the oldest practice squad player ever in the history of our game. The NFL is getting creative during this pandemic. We saw the Saints try to do a sign and trade. What? And now we're seeing teams sign practice squad players and they're telling them you don't have to come to camp, you don't have to come to practice. Like, what is this? But I do love Josh McCown. He's their emergency quarterback. You got to get creative during these times. Hats off to the Philadelphia Eagles and Josh McCown. He gets to stay home in Texas while collecting the check.
Yep, 12 grand a week.
That catch.
All right. Not bad work if you can get it.
That catch.
Oh, Kevin, a little song shuffle for you.
Yeah, this was erroneously reported that Johnny Cueto didn't like the music. They were actually playing a podcast from our show of Nick Wright's take on playoff Rondo. So he's like, get this off the speakers, guys. This is too much. He's a great performer. Turn it off. So people thought it was about the music, but it was
I've got something for you too, Wilds. Okay. All right, so listen.
Go ahead, Nick.
This right here, this LeBron two-handed block into an and one. I think he and Giannis are the only guys in the league who could do this. Now, Wilds, the last time we played this highlight, he goes, oh, not as good as Jordan's two-handed block. So during the interlude, I did some Googling. Did you know, once upon a time, Kevin Wilds, as part of the never-ending Michael Jordan propaganda, produced a television segment which was, is Jordan's two-handed block the greatest two-handed block of all time? That's a real thing. America, Google it now. Google it right now. It is absolutely true.
It's another lie.
Rachel Nichols was a part of it. George Sedano was a part of it.
What?
And it was the brainchild of one Kevin Wilds. Google it. I'm not making it up, America. Wilds is embarrassed right now. That right there is from a 35-year-old guy in year 17.
All right, I got a question for you. Guys, why is the world's #1 ranked tennis player no longer in the U.S. Open, having not lost a single match? Well, because of this. Novak Djokovic inadvertently hitting a line judge out of frustration. There was no malintent. He didn't do it on purpose. He ran over and apologized. He wrote a whole lengthy Instagram post apologizing, but still, it was considered a default, and Novak Djokovic was sent home. And I get it. I know it's in the rules. But you know what else is in the rules? Coming to a complete stop at a stop sign. But how many of us, I do it, but I'm saying how many of you actually do that? I'm sure not many. It's just a shocking end to Novak's run at the U.S. Open. Remember, no fans, no Nadal, no Federer, and now Novak Djokovic as well. Just a terrible rule. Really bummed me out this weekend. All right, back here talking Nuggets-Clippers Game 2. Noticeably, that is not a hot take. That is just a universally great take. Noticeably different Denver team.
Jamal Murray found his legs.
Oh, please. You're such a dad. Noticeably different Denver team than we saw in Game 1. Nikola Jokic went for 26 points. Remember, 18 boards. An on night for him, an off night for one Kawhi Leonard. Just 13 points on 4 of 17 shooting. And suddenly the Nuggets tie up the series at a game of peace. Chris Broussard is back with us now. Broussard, looking at Game 2, was that more about the Nuggets' execution or perhaps the Clippers' struggles?
You know, I picked the Clippers to win this in 6, so I expected a tough series. I expected Denver to win a few games.
He's listening.
So I'm going to give them some credit. I could sit here and talk about the Clippers, how they just didn't show up defensively. I mean, 44 points in the first quarter, that is ridiculous, all right? But I'm going to give the credit to Denver. Like you said, Jamal Murray and McCauley Jokic were outstanding. Gary Harris actually hit some shots, especially late. Don't expect that to continue, though. And defensively, they made a great adjustment onto Kawhi. You saw them collapse around him whenever he got into the paint. They took away that mid-range action from him. It's the worst game I've seen from Kawhi in years. I know Nick will only say it's the worst in a few weeks. It's the worst in years from Kawhi Leonard. Again, do not expect that to happen. I will say this, though. Kawhi and Lou Williams have struggled from 3 in the playoffs. They are going to have to find their three-point shot, or this could be a tougher series than it should be.
Oh. All right, so a few things. One is, listen for it, America. Do you hear that? That's Kawhi regressing towards the mean on those mid-range shots.
God.
You ain't going to shoot 80%. You're not going to shoot 80% as he was, 80% from 12 to 14 feet. That was bound to come down, and it came down in a harsh way. But if only there could have been someone with the foresight to say on Friday the Nuggets had the Clippers exactly where they wanted them. Overconfident. If only someone could have said the Clippers are an unbelievable front-running team. But if you show resistance, they have not shown the ability to respond well. Evidence of that. This stat will blow your mind. The Clippers have lost 17 of 19, including 11 in a row, if they go into the fourth quarter down 3 or more. If the Clippers don't crush you early, they have a really hard time. If you're like, wait, you want us to play 48 full minutes, like the first quarter and the last quarter? We didn't sign up for that. We didn't sign up to play 82 games. We didn't sign up to play full games. And so now we're in the playoffs, and all of a sudden, it's not a best of 7. It's a best of 5. And a little more variance can come into play. And Patrick Beverley doesn't seem to really be that playable right now in this series. And you're one little tweaked hamstring, one little twisted ankle away from, oh no, could we be in trouble? And the answer is, Broussard, because of exactly what you said. And they didn't come out ready to play in the first quarter. They could have, Brandon, put a chokehold on this series if they came out ready to play in the first quarter. They held the Nuggets to 38 second-half points. And in the first quarter, they didn't feel like playing. And now we've got a series because of it. And that, to me, is not what a champion does. But that's just my take.
Well, Nick, I mean, it's a good take, but it really is, it's all about the Nuggets. There was 2 things that I wanted to pay attention to when this, going into game 1. One was Jokic. They have no answer for Jokic. This guy talked about, look, I don't have another gear. I'm slow. This is why I'm so smooth. Young players need to take note. It's called the hedgehog concept. The hedgehog concept is this. What are you the best in the world at? When you find it, that's what you stick to. Don't work on your weakness, work on your strength. And we're seeing Jokic work on the thing that makes him the best in the world. And then you had Jamal Murray was the second thing. Jamal Murray had no legs in game 1. We all questioned that. Now, for some reason, I don't know if he went to Space Mountain or whatnot, but he found his legs. And that's why you saw the Clippers totally get dominated. Kawhi is human. This is the first time we've seen in a very long time Kawhi not step up to the challenge. And I truly believe it's because they took away the mid-range game. There comes a time in the game where players like, I just got to get to my spot to get going. Some players, it's the 3-ball. Some players, it's penetrating. Some players, it's defense. For Kawhi, it's getting to the mid-range game. And Coach Malone totally took that away. No one's talking about Malone. We keep talking about all these other players and all these other storylines in the bubble, but the person who probably is doing the best job is Coach Mike Malone.
Look, Broussard, I'm going to solve the Clippers' problems. Take $200. You go over to Jimmy Butler's Big Face Cafe. You get 10 large cups of coffee. You give them all to the players. They all down them before their game, and they start the game hot. Because I can't hear another Doc Rivers quote of saying, didn't have the energy that game. Like, didn't have any effort that game. Like, you think they shot 71%? You think you didn't have any energy? You got 2 max guys. You got Mr. 94 feet. You got the more energetic Morris twin. Like, I can't have no energy cannot be the answer in the second round of the playoffs. It's too much. Go to Jimmy Butler, pound some espressos, get whatever you want, come out firing for the next game.
You're not
that's what I
worried,
do.
Broussard.
Someone likes coffee. That's the 3rd time today we've talked about coffee.
Broussard's never going to make it.